Check out this beautiful weather out here in Denver, Colorado today, man. All right, so what I got for you guys today was a 2006 GMC Envoy denali with the 5.3 two-wheel drive. It won't start. So now I done solved the problem now. However, I'm gonna walk you through what I done did in order to get to being able to start the car. And I still actually have a pretty good live example of what the car was acting like without the start or without the fix. So let's just go ahead and dig in real quick. So as you can see, I got my my steering column all busted open. I pulled my ignition switch down. My lock cylinder is still up here and everything. So I'm just show you what was happening, and I'm just gonna. So this is pretty much what happened. The car would come on like this, and then like this. So all my lights would come on, and then I would go to crank this key, and it wouldn't crank. And let me see if I could give you a real life example of what it was doing with that actual switch. Hold on. So, sorry. With the car actually in the run position, let me go ahead. This damn switch is hard as hell to crank by itself. Let me go ahead and prop you up. So pay attention to like the RPMs not raising and all this good stuff. All right, so that was a bad example, but pretty much what would happen is I'll turn the key and I wouldn't hear nothing but relay go off in the engine bank, letting me know that the relay for the ECM was kicking on. However, the relay for the starter would not kick on. So what that told me is, one, first, there's two ways you could go about doing it. Me, because I'm not very good in electric, I chose to do the method where I just had to go ahead and what's the word? I had to just go ahead and just get a new relay and then put a new relay down in there and see if that would work. After that didn't work, then I had to go to the more common method, which is jumping the starter in the fuse box. So on the fuse box here, you just take two wires. I'll show you that real quick. Inside here, there's just two wires in here, so you just go ahead and pop this little cover off, and then take the little faceplate off, and then this is your fuse relay, this new one I put in there, and then this is the what is it, the 60 was the EC, fuck what was it, excuse my language, 60 was, I don't know, I can't find it on here, but I want to say it was the ECM. Anyway, moral of the story is I put it in there, and the car, I jumped the fuse box in. When I put it in there, the car still didn't start. So at that point in time, I had came to the realization that, okay, it must just be the starter. Let's go ahead and get a new starter. Now, mind you, at this point in time, I already bought my relay switch. That's about 20-30 bucks. And I bought my starter, which is about 150 bucks. Oh my God, I almost fell. But so right now I'm already up to about $200. And now, mind you, I do all my work myself, so I don't have to worry about costs. So I put the starter in. If you don't know about this car, it's about a 4.5-5 hour job according to the book. It took me 3 days. No, I don't fix cars every single day, however, but I do get around enough projects to know how to change starters and take out bolts relatively easy. So yes, it's pretty much a pain to get it out. So I changed the starter, and the whole time I'm changing the starter, I'm like, man, I hope this works, man. I hope this works. And the reason why is, usually you get a sign from the car letting you know the starter's bad, or, like a bad battery, or whatever the case may be. You get signs. Like the car is going to try to turn over and it just can't completely turn over. However, this, I turned the key and it didn't do anything. It was just completely dead. It was like as if I didn't turn the key, and the only thing that would come on was my music. My sunroof would open up, my windows would roll down. I had power all throughout the car, but just nothing going through the car as far as getting this car started and running. So then after that, my last attempt to do some research. Now, mind you, this is over a span of about 5 months. My last attempt to do some to fix this car, I did some research for about a couple days, and I figured out that a crank sensor that was a faulty crank sensor would cause intermittent starting, which was the issue I had originally with the car, because I bought the car about a year ago. And after I bought it, maybe about a month or two later, I would have to turn the key on and turn the key off and turn the key on, and then eventually the car would start. And then as I got closer to parking it with my tire situation, I would have to sometimes lower the e-brake, put the car in neutral, and my shift lever's up there, but I'd put the car in neutral and things like that just to get the car started. Needless to say, it still started. So after I put the tires on and the wheel alignment and the lower control arms, and the car just wouldn't start. It was just so, I don't know, like maybe whatever that issue was finally went out and just won't work no more. And it was a big headache. So as you can see, this thing is still a little bit loose, and I don't got the shift lever, because I actually ended up taking this whole console off, thinking that it was this wire switch that goes from the shift sensor, and I'm probably not saying that right, but the shift sensor in here to the computer. I was thinking that maybe that wire was bad, or the sensor itself, which is all connected to the shift lever. And the reason why I thought that is because, as I'm messing with this all, before I actually opened it up, I banged on this. Well, I didn't bang on it. My uncle banged on this, on the shift lever, and next thing you know, turned the key and the car started. But so we thought it was this right here or whatever, and our main problems was coming from here. No, turns out it was just a coincidence. So we end up taking this all apart. It's about one bolt here, two here, and then two down here. You can see it's just sitting in here. It's not actually assembled yet. Took that out and found out that the cable was all good. However, I did have some issues with like some wiring showing down here. You can't really see it, but it's down here connected to this little harness here. There's some exposed wiring. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do about it. However, I haven't had no issues with it, so I'm probably just gonna leave it, but as I was saying,